US government wallet acquires Ethereum from Coinbase. We're going to dive into this, guys, and find out exactly why this happened and what's next in terms of a crypto stockpile. Of course, there have been a lot said regarding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, some of the other top assets out there. And it is going to be interesting to watch how this all plays out in terms of a strategic reserve for Bitcoin and maybe some other stockpiles of some other assets, and how the US government may make some moves here. And this most recent story is fascinating, but it also makes sense. But I want to take this and extrapolate it further and talk about this in a more broader sense in terms of where this market could be heading, how we can kind of front run some things as well. All right. So before we get into it, just want to mention, make sure you guys download my free newsletter. If you want to build more wealth in crypto, this is your tool to do it. Sign up. It's totally free. We're going to drop some alpha to you guys every single week. Right at the top of the description, you'll find that. And come trade with us at crypto.com. One free trading pair for 365 days. Crypto.com is the preferred spot. BidFi as well, another great place to make your trades, especially XRP. So check out all my links down below for opportunities to trade with me and get some great perks as well. All those links down below in the description. Make sure you guys check those out after the video. But make sure you guys also stay with me here, because a lot to get into here. So here's what happened. All right, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order to essentially establish a national Bitcoin reserve. This was back in March. And Trump also announced that the reserve would include, in addition to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano. Now, how this is all going to play out, we don't exactly know just yet. It's been kind of quiet on that front, but I do think some big things are coming with the Clarity Act. And in my opinion here, Trump is going to prioritize some assets over others, whether they're US based, some of the top assets, utility plays, with plans to utilize these blockchains in a variety of different ways. So I'm trying to front run myself. Of course, I've got all of these assets listed, in this potential stockpile, right? And Bitcoin and Altcoin Reserve, this one in question, consists of Bitcoin, and this would be a weighted, basically kind of like an ETF approach, it sounds like. But at this point, the US government had Bitcoin and Ethereum in its possession. There was more ETH movement, though, in the US government wallet. So here's what happened. According to a post by On Chain Lens, the official US government wallet received 332,000 worth of ETH from Coinbase just hours ago. And the data suggests these funds are linked to a 2021 Uranium Finance hack. So accordingly, US authorities recovered over 76 Ethereum from this attack, and Coinbase assisted in this asset transfer. So what exactly happened here? What does this mean moving forward? Because we know that the United States, along with some other countries, do hold Bitcoin right now, and a lot of it is seized Bitcoin. But the Uranium Finance protocol was hacked in April 2021. Millions of dollars were stolen. However, years later, the incident still has an impact. U.S. authorities managed to seize 31 million linked to this attack. A recent Ethereum transfer from Coinbase is part of the recovered assets, proving that recovery efforts are ongoing, even years after the 2021 hack. So while the amount of Ethereum taken by the wallet labeled funds hijacked by Uranium Finance hacker appears modest, it has attracted attention due to government's efforts to recover ETH seized as a result of the hack. Following the latest login, the US government address currently holds over 1,300 ETH worth 5.83 million. The wallet also contains several more digital tokens, bringing its total balance to approximately 35 million. And so it begs the question, is this the start to something much bigger? Now, for a long time, it's been seized funds, right? But I do think the United States, Donald Trump and company are getting ready to really create an environment where they're going to be stockpiling a lot more assets. And we know that, Trump is holding a lot of the top tokens and coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. XRP has been a weird one because it's not been public, but there are a lot of rumors surrounding, various companies that Trump has and people that are attached to him that hold some of these top assets. You look at this list, and there's a lot of these assets that I think could be eventually stockpiled, Cardano, Chainlink, SWE. SWE has been a favorite of Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son. HBAR has been there, AVAX. Litecoin is an interesting one, an OG. Then you look at some of the meme coins like SHIB and Pepe and Doge could potentially show up there. Kronos, there's been some interesting relationships with the U.S. government and Kronos. Of course, Donald Trump is creating a new ETF through Trump Media. Kronos is a big part of this. So the Crow token could get some nice boosts, looking at this long term. You've got, top AI, crypto, BitTensor, Tau, and Near Protocol up here. Those are interesting, options. Ondo Finance, linked to JP Morgan, linked to BlackRock, partnered up there. Algorand, another RWA, US-based crypto. VeChain has been another one. This is an RWA play, but a lot of these assets now, Algorand, VeChain, some of these ones down in here, they are significantly down from all-time highs still, right? Then you keep going down here, you got some interesting RWA, outlook plays like Quant, Injective. These are kind of long shots, but man, would they get a huge boost? Pendle, some of these assets down in here. We also know that Athena is owned by Donald Trump as well in his World Liberty Fi portfolio. So I do think, we're going to get a lot of news, and trying to front run what the US government's going to do, and Donald Trump specifically, is kind of how I'm angling, my positioning here ahead of Q4, which I think will be obviously a very fruitful quarter for crypto investors. And I think we can get some crazy news coming out with the Clarity Act, that certain assets maybe have, a tax savings attached to them. They could be, listed in a crypto stockpile, maybe both, right? And I think the priorities here are most likely going to be infrastructure plays, right? Plays like Chainlink and Ondo and XRP and XLM and HBAR, right? These type of assets I think are going to get a lot of the attention and focus once we get into a really, really good environment. Hopefully we get some rate cuts as well attached to the Clarity Act. We get ETFs, right? So this is kind of, again, how I'm positioning myself, but I thought this was some big news that I wanted to bring to your attention. And we'll be here for you guys and with you guys every step of the way. We produce multiple videos every single day. So make sure you guys have that notification bell on. Of course, make sure you're subscribed down below as well. And quick mention, if you're looking to hold crypto long term in an IRA, iTrust Capital is the spot to do it. Kick off your crypto investing journey by signing up and funding an IRA right now with my promo code ZAC7, and you're going to be given a free $100 gift from iTrust Capital. Links down below to that as well. And I appreciate you all for watching the video.